Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing fantastically well as Leeds pick up a 2-0 win over Millwall. I thought they were getting the hat-trick of wins. I thought they were the hoodoo. I thought they were the bogey team. Goodbye. You've had your 2 wins. Au revoir. Back down there. Enjoy yourselves. It's going to be a long, long trip back. But listen, fair enough, Millwall. Did us twice, but that was pretty controlled. Easy. Full team out. That's what happened. Damage. Leeds, I thought, in control tonight. A little bit back to what we know. A little bit back to the Leeds United we know. Joe Rothwell, exponentially important to that midfield this evening. I think it's a lot easier to say when he's in the midfield at home because Leeds have that advantage over Millwall tonight. In particular, the quality advantage was clear. I think it was really important that Leeds grappled that midfield really, really quickly. And I think they set up with a slightly similar midfield in terms of tempo to what they set up with at Ellen Road. And it just so shows the difference when we actually have a fully strength midfield dynamic in there. I thought Leeds were excellent in that midfield. Tanaka looked back to his best. Rothwell was so important. So important tonight. And what an unbelievable signing it has been. I just wanted to say this as well. Leeds to put out a little post. LUFC defeat FA Cup 5th round finalist Millwall. How beautiful is that? The shithousery is fantastic. It is perfection. Getting too ahead of yourselves, honestly. We're gonna do the hat trick tonight. No, you're not. See you in a bit. But yeah, look, we saw an unbelievable goal, didn't we? Joel Peru. What a fantastic finish that was, of course. And yeah, for me tonight, Leeds were worthy winners, of course. But I did look at this game, in particular the midfield dynamics, and I'm looking at Gruev. Obviously, I've mentioned this previously, and in a game like tonight, you kind of see the difference between Gruev and Rothwell. I think Rothwell is very underrated defensively. People who keep talking about this Tanaka and Rothwell thing as if they can't defend, look at the last 10, 15 matches together. Don't get me wrong, there's been a slight issue there when it comes to maybe away games and that defensive duty, but overall, Rothwell is a better picture midfielder than Gruev. Gruev is completely limited, with the greatest of respect. Joe Rothwell is not that. He's a much better overall standing when it comes to a midfielder. He can do more than what Gruev can do. I'd like to see him, be part of this setup a little bit more, especially with Ethan Ampadu out. Look, I'm not even going to talk about the referee because it was an absolute unbelievable, just another terrible performance. It's just boring, isn't it? It's absolutely boring. Tanaka just looks like back to the Rolls Royce again. I've been saying I think he's been poor. I think he's been really poor recently. So it's been important that he's been getting back to his best. He did that tonight, a bit of a Rolls Royce performance in the midfield, in my opinion. But I did want to talk on something tonight in particular, and it's a little bit direct on the manager. We got the win tonight. We're back top of the table, but as Leeds United, we want to keep our standards high. And going into the QPR game, it's really important that those standards are maintained and Leeds are able to be the difference in this match. And we're able to go down to QPR, we're able to win. But for that, in my opinion, the manager needs to utilise his squad a little bit more. I thought Dan James looked knackered tonight. I thought he looked really, really tired. I thought Manor Solomon was excellent tonight. In terms of that attacking quadrant, he looks like the man who is just a quality level above. And I've been calling for Ramazani to get more minutes because I think he should. His statistics back the fact that Ramazani per 90 should 100% be included, way more than he's been included at this moment in time when it comes to being the differential, the beneficiary to this Leeds United side. But what I will say is the minutes for me are really important now. And we're down to, I believe it's single digits now. It's another game off the calendar. Leeds still... we're on 51 GD right now. We're top of the table, which is very important. I feel that when you kind of get QPR out of the way, you've kind of had a period right now where you've had Leeds at Portsmouth, you've had Leeds against Millwall, you've had Leeds against QPR, and probably the real, maybe couple of tricky games that Leeds have got coming up, maybe Borough away and Bristol City at home are probably the ones that I look at. But I just think Leeds are naturally a different beast at home. We look so much more confident, so much more composed. But yeah, I think it's really important that we we kind of just keep marching on right now, no pun intended. And, you look at the other game tonight and Plymouth putting 2 past Portsmouth is so depressing because, as I've mentioned in the pre-match, there's no way Portsmouth would have been up for that Plymouth game like they were for that midday kickoff against Leeds United. Leeds have got to start being up for these games because you go down to Loftus Road on Saturday, it is going to be the exact same. And then you've got a chance, really, if Sheffield Wednesday are going to punch Sheffield United in the nose, potentially, you've got a chance for Leeds to really get an advantage here. You've got one of those two teams in terms of Burnley, in terms of Sheffield United, potentially faltering a little bit. But for me, I think the main takeaway for this is I don't want to get a bit weird with this, but I just think when it comes to utilising and really getting the best out of your players in these last remaining games, I think he needs to start utilising that bench a little bit more. We have such quality on the bench that just isn't being utilised enough now. And I think Dan James, I'm not going to talk about many other players, but Dan James in particular this evening was one who I was looking at and I was thinking, he needs help here, Daniel. You need to utilise that bench more. He looks knackered. He looked tired. He looked overzealous. It looked too much for him tonight. So, yeah, don't get me wrong. Really good performance tonight. But that, I'm just getting the feeling now that he just doesn't really. I don't think Ramazan. I don't want to get away from this and say, look, this wasn't a really good win for Leeds. But I think with Ramazani and Nonto in particular, I'm just not sure he likes them. I think James and Solomon. I think Solomon was a lot better tonight. The bigger picture is the fact that Leeds have won the game and Leeds are top of the table, and we can't have perfection in this league. It just doesn't happen. But James tonight in particular was a really tough watch. But Tanaka with an unbelievable finish right there at the end. Rothwell, we're seeing that midfield combination now, which I'm really happy with. And Rothwell hopefully is going to be included a lot more because I think he's the better midfielder. I think that's unequivocally obvious. But yeah, I think his adaptation, Daniel Farker, in these situations just worries me a little bit. We've got the win. Unbelievable. This is not a negative video. I've been very positive all year. You guys know I have when it comes to this channel. Overtly positive when it comes to Leeds United. I'd just like him to utilise this bench a little bit more. And I think if he utilises this bench a little bit more, it'll be unpredictable for the opposition. But alongside that, it will also be very beneficial to Leeds in terms of being able to rotate minutes, rotate certain players, and ultimately be a little bit more effective going forward. So that's kind of my takeaway from this evening, is just that adaptation. I think the real beautiful thing about that midfield, again, is that Tanaka and Rothwell just moving the ball a little bit quicker. The tempo is a lot better, driving the team on. And yeah, look, we've not got many games, have we? We've not got many games and left. I mean, let's just have a quick look at the fixtures right now. Leeds United fixtures, just to compartmentalise. QPR away, which is before the international break. It's really important, obviously, that we get that win. But just having a look at tonight anyway. Millwall didn't have a shot on target, which is massive, especially in comparison to what they did last time. Leeds had 18 shots to Millwall's 3. Dominant passing, 82% of the pass accuracy, 531 possession, 61% in the way of Leeds. We had more corners than them. We just did really well. And once again, that goal difference is up. We've got rid of that little hoodoo as well with a team that absolutely hate us. And we know it's their cup final. You look at that midfield a little bit and, Denor in there. Saville was brought in. He's the big difference, I thought, from that first FA Cup game. But Aziz was substituted off. I know he was a massive impact, wasn't he, on that left? I didn't think he got much change out of Dan James and Jayden Bogle at all, to be honest with you. Denor was brought off, who I thought was excellent in that FA Cup game. Tanganga, who apparently is the best defender since sliced bread, didn't look like that tonight. So it's big for Leeds. But if we just have a quick look at the fixtures as well, just going into the last sort of period right now, I think this was a big win tonight. But then you look at QPR. If Leeds get that win, you're going into the international break, potentially with the Sheffield Wednesday loss or draw on Sunday as well. Leeds then, on the 2 games back, have got Swansea at home and then Luton, 2 big games in isolation before Borough and Preston. Now, Borough away will be tough. I think Preston at home, they're going to make that tough as well. So they're two big games. But I think the initial two, when we come back, are going to be really favourable for Leeds. And then you've got the last four. You break it up into three markers there. Oxford away, Stoke at home, Bristol City at home, and Plymouth away. Leeds United should be promoted, everybody. We should be promoted by the end of this period. We really should. But let me know what you think of the conversation below. Let me know your thoughts on the game tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. Sorry, it's been a bit different from normal. We're going to be back with QPR, as you guys know. It's been an absolute pleasure. Like, comment, subscribe.